Are you a veteran and ever wondered what a VA rating specialist / rater look for when they adjudicated your claim? As a former VA rater, in today's video, I'm going to explain to you what I would look for when I adjudicated veterans' claims. Stand by. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD89 at VA Claims Consulting, United States Army veteran, and retired VA rating specialist. Today's video, what things that I would look for when I started to adjudicate a veteran's claim. But keep in mind, there are hundreds of VA raters, okay? So they may all look at things in a different order. But today I'm going to share with you the things that I particularly look for. I hear a lot of people say, raters look for this, raters look for that, raters look for this. But I have yet to find anyone that could tell me what me, as a VA rater, former rater, would look for when I adjudicated claims. So I'm going to share to you today exactly in the order of items that I would look for when I first started to adjudicate a claim, okay? Now, before I get into today's video, I can remember when I first started as a rating specialist, it was kind of rough, a lot of new information. When they sent me to Baltimore, Maryland to challenge training, I had 4 master trainers. 2 took me to the side because they could see I was kind of struggling a little bit. They took me to the side and they gave me some valuable information and got me on the right path. One master trainer was from the regional office in Columbia, South Carolina. He gave me a particular form. He said, hey, here's a form that I want to give to you so you can use that I think will help you throughout your time as a rater. And I used that form up until the day that I retired. Another master trainer said, hey, when we get back to the hotel, meet me downstairs. There's some things I want to go over with you that I think that will help you, okay? And she was my mentor the entire time I was there. And in fact, she came on my YouTube channel and did a video about the protection rule, 10, 15, 20-year protection rule. I'm gonna link that video to the end of this video. She's like a walking dictionary of wealth of knowledge, okay? So I'm gonna share with you today the form that I used when I adjudicated claims and the order of items that I looked at. I'll give you a little explanation as to why, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Slide number 1. Here in slide number 1, you can see this is a John Doe VA claim. This is the form the gentleman from Columbia, South Carolina gave to me during my challenge training. And like I said, I use it throughout my entire time at the VA, and it really helped. It helped me not only with the speed of me helping me get through the claims, but not having to go back and look at the claim a second time if a C&P exam was warranted, because I already had that information that I looked at. Okay, so you always want to verify. First thing I would do, I would always want to verify the veteran's name. Sometimes veterans change their name. They have 2 last names, so you want to make sure that I always want to make sure I was looking at had the right vet when I went into the system. Now, when I first started rating, if you're a former rater and you rated years ago like myself, you understand these programs. The first one was RBA 2000. It was not really user-friendly, and you had to do a lot of typing, and it bogged you down. Especially back then, you had paper claims. So it was easy for me, jump on the computer, use this Word document, save it on the internal drive, the veteran's name, social security number, so I could always go back and have something as a reference, okay? And then years later, they came out with VBMS-R, which cut down a lot of time in adjudicating claims, all right? So again, veteran's name, social security number, you want to make sure you have the right social security number. Service dates. You want to make sure you got the right service dates. Now, sometimes veterans, they serve in different branches, so you want to make sure they served in the Army and Marines, you got those dates right. If they served in the Navy, got out, went back in the Navy, you always want to make sure that you have all the correct service dates because you're going to need that. And then I will go right to the claim conditions, all right? But the claim conditions are on a form. So how did the veteran claim it? On what form? So I start looking through the file. Yep, veteran has an intent to file. Oh, veteran has a 526CZ received on this date. What are conditions that's on that 526CZ? Is it a new condition, meaning that the veteran has never claimed it before? Okay, and you have to go back through the service treatment records and confirm treatment, diagnose, injury, or complaint during service, reopen. Now, if it's on a reopen and the vet put that supplemental claim, okay, let me bag up. Reopen is now called supplemental claim. So if the 526CZ is the only claim form, prescribed claim form that the veteran sent in, then you already know you got to defer that because it's on the wrong form. It needs to be on a 0995, not a 526CZ. Now, is it presumptive? I put NA. Is it an increase? I put NA. If it's a secondary, I put NA. Now, if it was presumptive, I'm looking, okay, is it Agent Orange presumptive? If it's a Gulf War presumptive, because at this point, it's going to determine what information am I going to be looking for in the veteran's claims file, okay? Instead of going out on a wild goose chase, what evidence am I looking for on a presumptive? For example, if it was Agent Orange, I'm going right to the DD-214 to see he or she have boots on ground, Vietnam, brown water, blue water, Thailand, Johnston Island, Korea around the DMZ, or Thailand Royal Air Force Base, okay? So this is a critical point because you're looking at some of the evidence, and on that evidence, what did the veteran claim and how did they claim it, okay? So let's just go back to new condition. The veteran does not have a DBQ. I'm going right to the service treatment records. Yep, I see he or she was seen for right knee condition in service, request a C&P exam, okay? And I may go through and look at any additional evidence that the veteran submitted and annotated here, okay? Now, let's just say the veteran had an actionable and sufficient DBQ. I am not scheduling a C&P exam. I am going to go ahead and rate that claim, period. Now, if I can rate that claim, according to the example I gave you, I can grant right knee service connection because I confirm that the veteran had it in service, has an actionable and sufficient DBQ, but the back condition is reopened and they do not have an 0995. So I can grant the right knee, okay? I can grant service connection for the right knee because I have a link, a current diagnosis that's listed on the DBQ, a link in service because I've already reviewed the service treatment records and I see it there, and a nexus because the veteran submitted a nexus with the DBQ, all right? Now, as it pertains to the back strain and pain, reopen. The veteran did not submit it on an 0995, so guess what? I have to defer that. I have to defer it. The VSR, Veteran Service Representative, when they adjudicate the claim or authorize the claim, and they promulgate it and send it out to the veteran, then the veteran will see, okay, service connection for right knee granted, back strain, deferred, and I will put on there incorrect prescribed form, not received, okay? But then we'll go down to the evidence. Intent to file, so I'm looking at that because I want to know, okay, I'm granting right knee condition, so what is the effective date? That would be the effective date. I've already went through and looked at that, okay? 526CZ, confirm that, service treatment records, yep, DD-214, parachute badge, aerosol badge, CIB, and then any additional notes, okay? So keep in mind, every claim is different. I'm just giving you a quick, short snapshot of what I will look for, okay? Now, when I start to build this rating decision, if you look at your rating decision, if you have a rating decision, look at it. On that first page, what are you going to see? Your name, social security number. Then there's going to be a narrative about service dates, okay? And then below that, it's going to tell you if you were denied or granted for that particular condition. And then you have the evidence section. And after the evidence section, what do you have? Reasons for decision. So if you look at this template, I'm building the rating decision. And this form helps me because I don't have to go back and look at it 2 or 3 times because I got to get on to the next claim so I can meet my quota, okay? So this is just an example, okay? Now, like I stated earlier, every claim is different. A lot of people say, hey, can you do a video on this? Or what about this? What about, and they're talking claim specific, okay? And it's really hard to answer those because I'm not looking at any information. So again, I've heard a lot of people say, raters want to see this, raters want to see that. But I've yet to come across anybody who would tell me, okay, Dwayne, when you were a former rater, you wanted to see X, Y, and Z. They have not. I just showed you what I'm looking for. Now, more complex claim may be looking for something else. For example, the veteran is claiming prostate cancer due to a service in Vietnam. So I got to look to see, okay, was a veteran previously denied? Is this a new claim? Does a veteran have a biopsy report confirming a diagnosis of prostate cancer? Then I'm looking at, can I place the veteran in any location for Agent Orange exposure? So depending on what the veteran is claiming and how they're claiming it, it's going to depend, it was definitely dependent on what I was doing next as it pertains to the research I needed to do to adjudicate that claim, okay? So again, keep in mind, I don't think anybody can tell you which each individual rater is looking for. You can't clump all raters into the same basket, okay? Another rater could see this and say, oh, I use a similar form, or I researched it a little bit differently, okay? But this is something that helped me, something that I look for. So even when I'm talking to veterans now, guess what questions I'm asking? You know, what branch of service did you serve in? What are you claiming? How are you claiming it, okay? So I want to get a better understanding to see, okay, what does that veteran need to do to move to the next stage, okay? So I hope you found this video educational, informational. So please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.